The Japanese yen and the US dollar were sold off sharply overnight as risk appetite sent the S&P 500 to close at a 5-year high of 1,472.12. Asian equities opened higher but gains were paused after a stronger-than-expected inflation reading from China. Though the Nikkei maintained gain as Prime Minister Abe unveiled a 10.3 trillion yen fiscal stimulus plan. In the currency markets, the euro was the strongest performer following the European Central Bank's meeting, which also took other European majors higher. An important point to note is that euro-Swiss franc also jumped overnight and breached the 1.2129 minor resistance, while indicates more near-term strength ahead in the euro. The yen is particularly weak as sell-off resumes ahead of next week's Bank of Japan meeting. Euro's post-ECB strength was impressive. As widely expected, the ECB left all its main interest rates unchanged in January, in line with consensus expectations. Thus the refinancing rate remains at 0.75% and the deposit rate remains at 0%. President Draghi stated that the decision was made unanimously. Economic weakness is expected to persist into 2013. Same as in December, the central bank expects to see gradual recovery later in 2013. Concerning inflation, the statement reiterated that it should remain contained, with inflationary expectations firmly anchored. Meanwhile, risks to inflation over the medium term are seen as broadly balanced. In Japan, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe unveiled a 10.3 trillion yen plan to boost recovery and end inflation. The plan is expected to boost GDP by 2% and create 600,000 jobs. Abe said that, "We need to say goodbye to the shrinking economy and aim to achieve a strong economy where innovation and new demand leads to more jobs and income." 3.8 trillion will be spent for disaster prevention and reconstruction and 3.1 trillion will be used to stimulate private investments. The stimulus package is expected to be financed by a 13.1 trillion yen extra budget to be approved next week. And Abe said the government would also aim to achieve a primary balance surplus. There is also speculation that the Bank of Japan will double its inflation target to 2% at its meeting next week, responding to Abe's request, without setting a deadline for achieving the target. In China, CPI rose more than expected to 2.5% year-on-year in December, compared to the prior month's 2% and expectation of 2.3%. Looking at the details, food prices jumped a strong 4.2% year-on-year, the highest since May. Services price jumped 2.5% year-on-year, the fastest since October 2011. Combined with the strong trade data released yesterday, the data makes further strong policy easing less likely. Meanwhile, PPI dropped more than expected by 1.9% year-on-year. Looking ahead, Swiss headline CPI probably picked up to -0.3% year-on-year in December from -0.4% a month ago. In